My belief is that you're born with the talent to act. Then you have to practice, 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 practice. You have to say at some point in your, I am born with the talent to act. Do I choose to use that as my profession? And if you do choose to use it as your profession, then you have to hold yourself accountable for that and responsible for making that a career. And actors sometimes don't understand that because they're sensitive artists. And there's actually no path for them. There's no blueprint. You're either working at the work that you got or you're working at getting the work. Because that is a natural flow and that is a momentum that it's starting. And you want to keep that momentum. Any business, small business, and that's what actors basically have to have. They have to have a small business and they're investing in themselves and and they have to market themselves. That's why actors, it's really important for them to know who they are. That is a major problem sometimes with actors, besides the fact that some of them don't like to train as much as they should. But is that some of them don't know who they are and where they belong. They don't have and I really believe that, understanding who you are permeates throughout the process, from agent meetings to casting director auditions. And sometimes they don't like the negative, like edgy or cocky or bitchy or something like, but that's all good. I mean, that's because characters in television, film have to have negative traits. Otherwise, you just want to hear charming and funny and sweet. That's a commercial. And that's nothing wrong with that either. But for more complex roles on television and film, you gotta have the positive and the negative adjectives there because it's part of your characteristics and essence. So after I wrote the 8 characters of comedy, I would do a lot of touring with the book. I would do a lot of talks, and I ended up doing a lot of motivational speeches about the business. And the reason I did that is because of my unusual background of being an agent and a casting director and an acting coach, because those perspectives gave me, it was an odd perspective for me because I got to see what it was sending you out. I got to see what happened when you came into the office, into the casting room, and I also got to see when I coached you. So I had done all 3 of those, and that's how I came up with my book, Scott Sedita's Guide to Making in Hollywood: 3 Steps to Success, 3 Steps to Failure. It's the 3 steps to failure part that I think is the most interesting part of it. Because with every want, there has to be an obstacle, and that obstacle is fear, and that is what stops actors. It stops them in their tracks, it pushes them off their path, it stops them, it procrastinates them from doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm really excited because I have an app that is coming out, or might be out at this time. And what it is, I really did the app honestly because I wanted my students to have the availability to have my script analysis technique, my audition technique called Woframe, at their fingertips. So wherever they're working on their sides, whether it's home or at a beach or a Starbucks, the fact is that they can pull out the app from their smartphone and work their material because they need to work their material. Actors get lazy or actors get pressured or panicked when they get those audition sides and they want to just go straight to the work. But actually you have to break down those sides. You have to know what you want. What's your obstacle? What are the feelings you're exploring? What's the relationship? What is your as if, the intentions that you're using, those active verbs? What's the moment before you start this audition? So this app, in a way, says, you got it now. But what it really has is the acting coach in the pocket. And I think that that's the most important aspect of it. And it also has this is great because I'm a believer in active verbs, using active verbs to seduce, to manipulate, to crush, to those verbs. I think they're really effective because what you're trying to do when you use intentions, I call them intentions. When you're trying to use those verbs, if my intention is to belittle you, I want you to feel small. So it gets me off of me in the audition and puts what I'm trying to do to you. Because I have my major want. Intentions actually is how you're going to get your want. It's how you're trying to affect the other person. So in my app, I have a very comprehensive intentions list. ScottSeditaActing.com. It's that easy. Google Scott Sedita. It's all over the place.